where it is possible to there are 10 states that currently allow some form of aid in dying. We went through this here in Oregon back, what was it, about 15 years ago, Sean? It was a big deal on the local show when I was doing it, as I recall, death with dignity kind of thing. And now, if you can get two doctors to sign a paper saying that within 6 months you'll be dead, you can get one of them to prescribe for you a little bottle of barbiturates that you set by the side of your bed, and when you decide it's time to go, you just drink it. And, you know, a number of people have used this. California has had that law for some years. California is one of those 10 states, but now they want to take it a step farther. This would enable people without a specific terminal diagnosis to request life-ending drugs. It would lower the threshold, you know, in other words, for when you could be prescribed these drugs. And it would also allow people from out of state to come into California. So it would create kind of suicide tourism, as it were. Now, they are being vigorously opposed. This is Senate Bill 1196. It was put together by a woman who, a member of the California legislature, who prior to becoming a legislator, her business was helping people do wills, you know, end-of-life stuff. And so she's very familiar with these issues. And this is Politico notes, perhaps the most controversial part of an already explosive proposal is allowing early and mid-stage dementia patients to request the medication while they still have the faculties to do so. Instead of that, right now, families often have to wait until the very end and provide comfort care where they stop giving nutrition and let the person starve to death, essentially. This is how most or many Alzheimer's patients, you know, are allowed to pass on to the great beyond, is basically just starve them to death or dehydrate them to the point where they die. They die of kidney failure and things like that. Because they can't consent. They can't consent to the drugs. So this would be an advanced consent. I can tell you, you know, if I had Alzheimer's and I knew I had Alzheimer's, and I could specify, you know, when I reach this point, when I no longer recognize members of my family, or when I no longer know, you know, the day I was born, or when I hit this particular threshold, and I don't know what's going on around me, please, that night, give me the barbiturates to drink before I go to sleep. You know, I don't want to be that kind of a burden to my family. And what kind of quality of life is that? So I salute California for this. The Catholic Church is going nuts. They're very, very upset with this. Of course, they consider, as do many churches, consider suicide to be a venial or a mortal sin. But, you know, coming to a state near you, I find it just absolutely fascinating.